Greg, the Uber driver. Today is Wednesday, October 4th, and this is kind of part two about why did McCarthy get thrown out and why was Matt Gaetz so vocal in all of this. Matt Gaetz is crying about the budget. Matt Gaetz is crying about helping Ukraine. Now, why is it a problem helping Ukraine? What does Putin have on Matt Gaetz, on Trump, and all the Republicans? That's why I don't understand that. So that one's a whole nother, that's another whole video that I will go into. But Matt Gaetz is crying about budget. Now, Matt Gaetz had no problem taking those PPP loans. I think he got one for $484,000. Marjorie Taylor Greene's was $184,000, which they did not pay back. And not sure what kind of business he's got as a congressman that even's for, but that's another whole ethical story. And speaking of ethics, maybe that's the reason why Matt Gaetz had this problem. And also another little ethical thing that Matt Gaetz was doing while he was attempting to throw McCarthy out. Matt Gaetz is sending out fundraiser after fundraiser after fundraising email to raise money. And down the road, Matt Gaetz is interested, guys. Everybody in Florida, beware, be warned. Matt Gaetz wants to be governor of Florida after DeSantis. Talk about going from one loser to a worse loser. I mean, you all think DeSantis is bad. Can you imagine Matt Gaetz as the governor of Florida? What a hellhole it would be. But Matt Gaetz is worried about being governor, and Matt Gaetz is worried about something else to do with ethics. Something apparently Matt Gaetz and some of these Republicans have very little of, ethics and morals. Look back at Trump, talk about no ethics and no morals whatsoever. So if you don't know, Matt Gaetz is being investigated. And he's been actually investigated since the spring of 21. And the investigations are over allegations that he engaged in sexual misconduct with teenagers, illicit drug use, shared inappropriate images or videos on the House floor. Who does that sound like? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hello, she's sharing inappropriate videos and photos in the House. Used state identification records and converted. He used ID stuff in the state of Florida to basically target these girls and others, along with his friend that already went to jail, who apparently is cooperating with the feds. Converted campaign funds to personal use, accepted impermissible gifts under the House rules. So that's all he's being investigated by. And guess who's currently investigating? The House Ethics Committee, which is run by Republicans. Now, if you control the speakership, you decide who's on these committees. And the House Ethics Committees might get new members. And you also decide what gets brought to the floor, because there's a rumor that they were going to bring about potential with the ethics violations if they are found, and maybe they are going to be some. They were going to bring it to the floor to expel Matt Gaetz from Congress. So if Matt Gaetz has these ethics violations, if they're proven to be true, and if Matt Gaetz is expelled from Congress, Matt Gaetz certainly not going to be the governor of Florida, although who knows, the way these MAGA people are, maybe they like that even more. They sure don't mind it about Trump, do they? So maybe Matt Gaetz wants McCarthy out so his person could put the people in charge of the committees and on the committees to stop this ethics investigation that the Republicans are running, not the Democrats. The Republicans are doing, because actually some of them do have ethics and believe in, if Matt Gaetz has done these things, it needs to be looked into. And if he's done it, he needs to be thrown out. And there also may be criminal charges. That's another whole story. So maybe it's not the budget and money that Matt Gaetz is worried about. Maybe it's this ethics violation, potential violations from these investigations that Matt Gaetz is trying to stop, because the Speaker of the House appoints the members of the committee. The Speaker of the House appoints the chairman of the committee. And Matt Gaetz wants a different committee that maybe they can stop this whole investigation on him, because maybe there is a lot of truth to all these allegations that are being investigated. Matt Gaetz, what is it? Let's hear the truth, baby, because I think that's more like the truth. You don't seem to bother about the budget when you're getting money and when you're voting for a $7.8 trillion tax cut for the rich. But when there's ethics, I bet you're concerned about it. So I think that's probably the real reason why Matt Gaetz went after McCarthy like he did. What do you think? Let me know.